The drama continues between Dalton's mayor, Tiffany Henyard, and the village's board of trustees after several members failed to attend the latest monthly meeting. Tensions were already high, but this latest twist adds more fuel to the fire. The community has taken notice, and the focus is now on those who continue to stir up controversy. Where are all the hecklers today? The ones who always have something to say when the board is discussing important issues, asked one attendee. The drama, it seems, is not going to stop until someone ends up behind bars, namely Henyard herself. So, why isn't Henyard behind bars yet? It's a question on many people's minds, and the answer may surprise you. It turns out there are hidden deals, shady secrets, and a mountain of drama surrounding the embattled mayor. In fact, things recently took a shocking turn when her own attorney, someone who had been firmly in her corner, decided to spill all the dirt during a heated board meeting. This was no ordinary meeting, it was explosive. Henyard's trusted legal advisor turned on her, revealing some jaw-dropping details that left everyone in the room in shock. The attorney didn't hold back, airing out secrets that could finally tip the scales against Henyard. But despite everything coming to light, one big question remains. Why is she still walking free? Let's break down this crazy situation and see how it could all come crashing down for the so-called super mayor. The latest drama in Dalton stems from a controversial new hire. Henyard made the hire without the consent of the board, raising eyebrows. The newest employee has a storied past, and the mayor's decision to bring on two criminal defense lawyers has only fueled speculation. Why people wonder, would Henyard need two high-powered defense attorneys if she insists she's innocent? One of those lawyers is Bo Brindley, who has a notorious reputation for handling high-profile cases, including that of R. Kelly's manager, who faced serious accusations of witness tampering. Brindley managed to secure an acquittal for his client, but his tactics were heavily criticized, including allegations of coaching witnesses to lie and tampering with evidence. In fact, Brindley himself faced 21 charges of obstruction of justice and conspiracy in 2015, though he was eventually cleared. Still, Brindley's methods and ethics have been called into question. Many former clients have accused him of fraud, claiming he took their money without delivering the legal help they were promised. His online reviews are filled with complaints from clients who feel betrayed. Despite this, Henyard decided to bring him on board, raising more questions about her leadership. The tension reached a boiling point at last week's village board meeting. Henyard brought her personal attorneys, Bo Brindley and Ed McDavid, to address the few attendees present. Instead of focusing on the issues facing Dalton, the attorneys launched into a defense of Henyard, portraying her as a victim and painting everyone else as corrupt. Brindley made some bold claims that raised eyebrows, such as incorrectly stating that the Open Meetings Act requires a 10-day notice to cancel a meeting. In reality, the act only requires such notice if the meeting schedule changes. Brindley also argued that trustees don't have the power to cancel meetings, which is also false. Trustees, or a majority of the board, can indeed cancel meetings, either by notifying the public beforehand or simply by not attending. Another contentious point was Brindley's claim that the board was responsible for Henyard's appointment of Keith Freeman as village administrator. However, video evidence shows that while a motion was made for Freeman's appointment, it was not seconded and therefore failed. Despite the board's disapproval, Henyard proceeded with the appointment. Brindley also misrepresented the situation regarding Jason House's authority to sign checks. House's was authorized to sign checks as per Cook County Circuit Court and village ordinances, but Brindley suggested otherwise. His misrepresentations left many questioning the effectiveness of Henyard's legal team. While Henyard's attorneys focused on defending her, the Dalton trustees continued their work without her. At a Thursday night meeting, the trustees gathered to discuss the village's financial future at the Dalton Fieldhouse. The meeting went ahead without Henyard, and trustee Stanley Brown, who had been absent from several meetings, made a surprise appearance. Brown, once an ally of Henyard, received a warm welcome from the crowd, indicating a shift in public sentiment. The meeting came just a week after Henyard attempted to hold her own unofficial meeting, which lacked a quorum. During that meeting, Henyard announced new appointments for village attorney and administrator, but trustee Jason House dismissed the meeting as unofficial. The regularly scheduled Board of Trustees meeting was canceled due to a lack of quorum, but Henyard showed up anyway and proceeded with her appointments. During the trustees' meeting, significant issues were discussed, including budget concerns and potential layoffs. House mentioned the possibility of more layoffs if necessary, aiming to handle them all at once. He also highlighted a problem with the village's bank after Henyard allegedly refused to sign numerous checks amounting to millions of dollars. This led to a 60-day notice from the bank due to disputes over signatures. In response to the ongoing financial turmoil, the board implemented a temporary halt on travel reimbursements for elected officials and employees amid accusations of misuse of village funds. Even though Henyard was absent, she remained a focal point of public comments. One resident described her as a demon and vowed to continue the fight until she was behind bars. The trustees made sweeping decisions in Henyard's absence, including approving a temporary ban on travel and meal reimbursements, amending check signing rules, and issuing 18 business licenses that had been stalled. They also finalized a new firefighter contract through 2027 after a long delay, blaming previous bargaining failures on Henyard. One of the most significant decisions made by the board was the move to terminate Deputy Police Chief Louis Lacey, who faces federal bankruptcy fraud charges. Lacey, who had been recorded telling officers he was still in charge, was listed as inactive by the state with a separation date of August 14. The board's actions signal a shift in leadership, with Henyard losing her grip on the village. Meanwhile, Henyard has been trying to push her own agenda. She recently clashed with Thornton Township trustees, who decided to cancel major events like Gospel Fest and House of Fest due to concerns about reckless spending. Henyard, who has been under scrutiny for financial mismanagement, lashed out at trustees Chris Gonzalez, Carmen Carlisle, and Gerald Jones during a fiery meeting. Despite her efforts to keep the events on the calendar, the trustees stuck to their decision, approving only a scaled-back budget for a tech-savvy event focused on training. Adding to Henyard's troubles, she threw an $85,000 party earlier this week, despite slashing her budget and facing cuts from the state for reckless spending. The event, which included $50,000 spent on performers and over $35,000 on activity equipment and staff, drew criticism from residents. The event was a flop, with only about 70 attendees. Residents were outraged that Henyard used taxpayer money for such an extravagant event while the village faces financial struggles. So, why hasn't Henyard been arrested yet? The answer lies in the slow legal process. Investigations and legal proceedings take time, especially when authorities need to gather enough evidence to build a solid case. Henyard has denied all wrongdoing, insisting that the accusations against her are politically motivated. One of the most significant allegations against Henyard is financial mismanagement. Critics claim she mishandled public funds, leading to a $2 million budget deficit. However, trustees argue that the actual deficit is much higher. Henyard has also been accused of refusing to release spending records, which violates state transparency laws. WGN, a local news station, sued the village in Cook County Circuit Court to force the release of financial records. The court ordered Dalton to hand over the documents, which revealed shocking spending habits, including tens of thousands of dollars spent on luxury items like first-class flights, hotels, and upscale dining. One of the most outrageous examples was a 5-day trip to Austin, Texas, where Henyard and her top aide, Keith Freeman, spent more than $220,000 of taxpayer money. The spending spree didn't stop there. Henyard's administration spent over $24,000 at places like Walmart, Target, and Amazon, and more than $5,000 on Uber Eats. The most upsetting part: this money came directly from taxpayers who expected it to be used for the betterment of the village. As Henyard's scandals continue to unfold, her decision to hire Beau Brindley as her defense attorney has raised more eyebrows. Brindley's involvement in controversial cases and his questionable ethics have many wondering why Henyard chose him to represent her. With so much at stake, Henyard's future as mayor looks increasingly uncertain. What do you think? Should Henyard step down, or is there more to the story? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Dalton's ongoing controversies, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates.